The corridor pulsed with faint bioluminescence, a breath-like rhythm flowing through the walls. Emma's hand hovered above a glyph panel embedded in the stone. It didn't respond to her touch, until Jace stepped closer. The air shifted. The vault recognized him. Glyphs realigned, patterns twisting like cogs in a fourth-dimensional clock. The sealed doorway ahead shimmered and then began to dissolve, not in heat or light, but as if being subtracted from reality itself. Beyond it waited another chamber. Unlike the Prime Archive, this one was colder, harsher. Its walls bore scars, scorched sigils, fragmented neural traces, jagged energy scoring like from some ancient rupture.
"This isn't an observation deck,"
Emma muttered, eyes narrowing.
"This was sealed on purpose."
Elias stepped forward, scanning the inscriptions that ran vertically down the far obelisk.
Obelisk Vault. Genetic resonance required. Secondary line. Architectic timestamp. Post-collapse.
He looked to Emma. Her pulse quickened. She reached forward. As her palm touched the surface of the obelisk, the room flooded with violet light. Memories surged, not hers, but stored echoes. Simulated diplomacy chambers, ideological clashes between different architect factions, frantic attempts to broker unity in the final years. The last entry was a full projection. It materialized around them like a constructed dream. A dozen architects stood in a crescent, facing a singular figure, alien but not unfamiliar. Its skin shimmered with translucent filaments, its voice echoed across frequencies, both audible and subaural.
"This figure,"
Jace said slowly.
"it's like Orleth."
Elias nodded.
The Varelians didn't just inherit architect technology, they inherited ideology. This one, he warned them too.
They watched the simulated exchange play out, the final architect factions arguing for control. Some wanted to seal the vaults permanently, others pushed for one final expansion, one last attempt to ascend. Then came the signal, not from deep space, but from beneath their own lattice. Jace flinched. The room was still locked in simulation, but something rippled through his mind. A flash of another world. Not the vault, not the simulation. A burned sky, twisted trees, fog-choked streets, a boy's scream, a woman whispering,
"It's awake now."
He staggered backward. Emma reached for him.
"Jace?"
He gripped the side of the obelisk, breath sharp.
"I saw something. It wasn't here. It wasn't this world."
Elias tilted his head.
Describe it.
It was broken, a ruin, but alive in a way that felt wrong. There was fog, like a membrane between layers, and something beneath it.
He didn't know how to describe the sensation. Not fear exactly, not even warning, just proximity.
"There's something under us,"
he whispered.
"Not physically, like layers, levels of reality stacked over one another."
Emma's expression darkened.
"Astral planes?"
Worse.
Elias said quietly.
Partitioned states. This vault might not just interface with history. It may be brushing against parallel collapse points, failed versions, alternate outcomes.
Jace closed his eyes. He felt them again. The others, shadows, variants, people he'd never met, but somehow knew. A man with a katana burning in his grip. A woman with a rifle defending a rooftop garden. A boy holding the weight of the world in his hollow eyes. He didn't understand, but they felt real, and one name surfaced in his mind unbidden. Jamal. He didn't know who that was, but he felt the pain, the fire, the resistance, the scream of something coming through.
I think,
Jace murmured.
"I think when I linked with the monolith, I didn't just see our past. I touched something beneath it, like a fault line between realities."
Emma looked to Elias.
"Can that even happen?"
Elias was silent for a long moment. Then,
the architects spoke of the spiral, not just as a pattern of collapse, but a recursive feedback loop. Their term, recursive deviation, suggested that failure ripples outward and downward. Failed timelines decay into lower tiers. But they also believed remnants could bleed upward.
Emma frowned.
You're saying these other versions might be reaching back? Or forward?
Or sideways. Jace may be seeing the pressure build before another inflection point.
The simulation faded. The obelisk dimmed, leaving only a single symbol etched in its surface, a triangle enclosing a spiral. They had seen it before, vault markers, collapse indicators, but it was older than that.
I saw that same marking in the vision, carved into a gravestone. Someone touched it and something answered.
Elias froze.
That's not architect symbology. That predates them. That's precursor.
Meaning?
Meaning the spiral wasn't invented. It was found.
They left the chamber in silence, the meaning too vast to hold in a single conversation, but Jace couldn't stop thinking about what he saw. Not just visions, lives, other people, fighting, surviving, holding back something that whispered across the multiverse. And they were losing. At night, while the others slept aboard the Cynosure, Jace sat alone in the data observatory. The stars spun quietly outside the viewport, but he could feel it again, like fingers brushing against the edge of his mind, faint impressions. He began recording, audio notes, visual sketches, trying to hold onto the fragments.
I don't know if these are dreams, hallucinations, or something more, he said softly into the recorder. But they feel like warnings. From others. From something deeper.
He paused.
And if I'm the one who opened the door, I don't think I can close it.
From the corner of the observatory, unseen to Jace, a single glyph flickered on a dormant console, one not linked to any vault system. Dim, but growing clearer.